subject of UFOs in particular has been relegated to tabloid journalism, to the arena of science fiction. Why is it, do you suppose, that, or do you believe that it's been given a fair shake by science, and if not, why not?
No, it hasn't, because it's rather clear there's been a lot of misinformation, disinformation. There's been a very active effort on the part of presumably people in the know to discourage public participation, media participation, to discredit the whole area. And that seems to have been true for at least 50 years. And also the very existence of an extraterrestrial presence or an extraterrestrial existence even went against the conventional science of 30, 40 years ago. Even when I went to the moon almost 30 years ago now, it was the conventional wisdom both in science and theology that we were alone in the universe. And I don't think people really believe that anymore, but that was a conventional wisdom. And the UFO reports have been going on for at least 20 years before that, and some almost 30 years before that. And being denied and swept under the rug and covered up and filled with disinformation.
I think the public is ready to know if anyone has visited us. They can accept that, and they want it.
class. About 30 minutes into the process, he said to me in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, spherical buildings, and towers.
Always airbrush these out before we sell them to the public.
One of these mosaics and showed this base, which had geometric shapes. There were towers, there were spherical buildings, there were very tall towers, and things that looked somewhat like radar dishes, but they were large structures. If I compare it to what I'm seeing now, because I do have photographs that have artifacts in them that are similar to what I saw, they're massive. Some of the structures are, half a mile in size. So they're huge structures. Some of the buildings seem to have very reflective surfaces on them. A couple of structures that I saw reminded me of cooling towers at power generating plants. They had that sort of a shape. Some of them were just very, very straight and tall with a flat top. The particular shot that I saw, there were several clustered together over a landscape, a fairly large landscape. I worked there for 3 more days, and I remember going home and naively thinking, I can't wait to hear about this on the evening news. And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I hope we hear about it tonight. And I will testify under oath before Congress that what I'm saying is the truth.
From what I have heard from many insiders at NASA, the moon is an ancient alien spacecraft. The spaceship moon theory, also known as the Vasin-Chernikov theory, is that the moon is a hollowed-out planetoid created by alien greys and reptiloids, which consist of a hull like in a shell and an outer shell made from metallic rocky slag. For reasons unknown, the spaceship moon was then placed into orbit around the Earth. An artificially hollowed-out moon would also explain why the satellite rang like a bell for weeks when struck by the Apollo separation sector.